This is me as a woman. More so, this is me in drag. This is what I used to look like, and this is how I did my makeup when I was in drag. This is my hair. It's all my natural hair, by the way. If you're curious about that, that was all just me personally. I've had a long multitude of hairstyles throughout my entire life. I've been able to shape it into any which way that I feel like. Just wanted to point out that my hair has been going through a lot of transformations, and you're gonna see a bunch of those transformations if you stick on the channel, if you like, comment, and subscribe. Afros are not feminine, at least in America. So if you go to Wikipedia and you look up feminine or long hair, it's often described as long, silky hair. So I'm gonna go to long hair on Google and just type it in. I'm gonna go to DuckDuckGo as well. Let's go to Google first. Yeah, if we keep going through these search results, not a lot of black people here, a lot of long white hair, a lot of white women with long hair. Let's go ahead and go to DuckDuckGo. Yeah, same spiel over here. Maybe one or two random 10 results. You can test it out too. Go ahead and type in long hair on Google, or at least type in long women hair, something of that variety. You're gonna get a bunch of just long white women hair because black people don't really have feminine hair. As a matter of fact, you can type in feminine hair in any capacity. You're not really gonna get that either. You're not gonna get afros anywhere. What are afros? Well, afros are powerful. They're big, they're shocking, they're soulful, dramatic, historic. Some would say impossible to ignore. Every time I go outside, people say, man, that afro looks cool, it looks big, that's amazing. They rise from the head instead of falling down to the shoulders, much like Super Saiyan Vegeta right here. Actually, just regular Vegeta too. Don't really have to specify Super Saiyan Vegeta. Maybe I'm thinking of blonde because I think, you know, Tyler the Creator went blonde. Tyler Creator did go blonde at one point, and then Frank Ocean went blonde. Chris Brown went blonde too. A lot of evil people going blonde. Don't really think Frank Ocean is evil, but Chris Brown definitely is an evil person. Maybe black and blonde is bad. Maybe Chi-Chi was right to call these people delinquents too, because Chi-Chi always calls them delinquents in Dragon Ball Z. I gotta stop talking about Dragon Ball Z. I'm thinking about Sparking Zero. I'm stuck with it. If you want to see me play Sparking Zero, I got a side channel where I play Sparking Zero, by the way. It's Zero's Place. It's right here. The upward movement of the afro. See, people in America don't want black people to rise up, so they see that upward movement and they decide to bring them down. America has spent generations reading that upward movement as wildness. It's wild, big wild heads. It's not professional. You can't have that in the office room. You can't have an afro in the office space. That's not womanhood. The afro, to me, has never lacked beauty. America's definition of femininity, anemones. I'm thinking of Bird and the Worm now from Owl City. You ever heard the song Bird and the Worm? If you're the bird. I'm not gonna get into my favorites right now. America's butt. Keep thinking about Captain America now. America's definition of femininity has lacked room for all of us black people to grow. Femininity here has been packaged as straight hair, loose waves, more so controlled volume, delicate movement, features close enough to whiteness to feel very familiar with the idea of Eurocentric beauty. A black woman can grow the exact hair that naturally comes from her own scalp and still be told, well, she looks masculine, aggressive. The afro's political somehow, unprofessional, unfinished. Research has found that black women wearing natural hairstyles such as afros, braids, and twists are often judged less professionally than black women with straightened hair. The hair is natural, by the way. Afros are completely natural. The standard is strange to me. The standard has never been based seemingly in biology by how things go. Somehow, as a way to seem black women seem more masculine, as a way to tear down and destroy black women for no good reason. It's all about the acceptance of femininity and how white women are feminine and black women are masculine. I'm a dainty little flower. I'm a dainty little white girl. I'm a strong, independent, tough black woman. Seems strange, doesn't it? I know my male-centered audience is gonna hate this little bit of a term, but let's talk about women's rights, specifically in America. The category of woman was never offered equally. It was never officially equal in most things. Mainstream suffrage organizations regularly excluded black women, restricted their participation, and pushed them to the edges to avoid upsetting white supporters. The Library of Congress plainly states that the white suffrage leaders often excluded women of color and that relatively few black women were permitted to participate in major white suffrage associations. Black women still organized, marched, wrote, taught, and fought for political rights while carrying both racism and sexism. in their hearts and scales. I know we've got some power scalers in the audience here tonight, so I'm gonna power scale this for you. We're gonna use 4 different terms for power scaling to make this a lot easier, so we can do this for everybody that doesn't know about power scaling. So let's do it like this. Top tier in the verse is a white man, because you're white and a man. You have privilege and you're a man. That's 2 levels of privilege right there. Now, just below that, is being, you guessed it, a black man. Because you're black, which is a disadvantage in society, but you're still a man. You still got that male privilege. Now, on the same level, you got 1 bonus, 1 negative. Now, then we have white women, which are on the same level as black men, which is going to sound crazy. Just hear me out. Because they have a disadvantage of being a woman, but then the advantage of being white. So, boom, they both got a +1 and -1, +1, -1. And then we have black women with 2 negatives, black and a woman. So the power scaling goes, white men at the top, and then in the middle, right there, boom, we have 2 equivalents, and then white and black woman at the bottom. Now, this is stupid logic, and it's dumb and idiotic, but it's the very reason why a lot of people get so uncomfortable seeing a white man with a black woman, but don't really care about seeing a black man with a white woman, but still feel like the black man's betraying his race, when a black man just feels like he's getting reparations. It's very specific, very odd racial math there. Don't really know how to. That's just how it is in society. I don't make these rules. Now, feminism could speak about the dignity of women while treating white women as the default definition of womanhood. Black women were expected to support liberation movements that routinely forgot to liberate them. The movement for women's rights was often a movement for white women's rights. And that was not a subtle distinction. It was very structural. I'd like to give a quick shout out to one of my favorite artists on Instagram right here. This is Onikora. They draw women in very powerful positions. If you ever want to find somebody that is a really good feminist and very good at showing women off in a very powerful and amazing way, Onikora on Instagram. I'm trying to get them to 10,000 followers. Would appreciate giving them a like, a follow, something of that variety. And you don't gotta tell them I sent you, but just follow them. They're amazing. They're just a great friend to me, and I think they're an amazing person. I just appreciate their art. I think they're cool. Enough of me Krispy Kreme glazing somebody. Let's get back to talking about how afros are not feminine. I want you to imagine dragons, and also the psychological damage of growing up in a country where the body you were born into is constantly separated from femininity when you are a woman.
Why do we constantly push the narrative that black hair is unprofessional? You see, when I was 12, I was sent to Africa for discipline. I had long locks that had been growing for half of my life at this point, and they were removed. I told this story on here and it blew up. I had people in the comments talking about, yes, your hair had to be removed because it's unprofessional, you look rough, a lawyer has to be smart, a lawyer has to have shorter hair. And this is 2026 we're talking about. What has intellect got to do with the length of your hair? If we ourselves are talking about our hair in ways that perpetuates this narrative, how do you expect anybody else to take us seriously?
So I'm about to walk into the office for the first time wearing my hair like this. And I don't know why I'm so nervous to wear my natural hair, because I always feel like people are staring. And I think, of course, people are staring, because if I see a black woman wearing her natural hair, her natural afro, I'm gonna stare. So it's just like, I have to get over this idea that people are thinking something negative when they are looking. Even if they were, it wouldn't change the way that I feel about me and my hair, and I feel about me and my own image. So this is a confidence test. This is a freaking I don't even know. Like, I don't even know why it's such a big deal. Maybe I'm just over reacting. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. I have the tendency to be kind of dramatic sometimes, so I can understand how this could seem like that. But I don't know. All I know is this is my first time wearing my natural hair to the office, and I am I'm curious. Let's do it as a social experiment. I just hate when people were like I can already see it. You know that look? Like when you change something and they're like, okay, let me go, because I don't want to be late, but okay.
Oh, your hair is too rough, but your features are too strong. Your skin is too dark. Your voice is too deep. Your body is too noticeable. Look at those big, luscious humps. Look at those big mammaries you got on there. Your confidence is called aggression, and your pain is called attitude. White girls are allowed to discover womanhood, while black girls are often forced to defend their membership in it. That's how it is. They are taught femininity through images that rarely resemble their mothers, their sisters, or themselves. When did you grow up with the black Cinderella? Did you grow up with that? I think the first time a black woman actually grew up with a Disney princess that was actually just black and powerful was, I don't know, The Princess and the Frog. Was that it? Beautiful movie, by the way. I'm almost there. Love that music. Oh my god, great movie. Then society acts confused when black women feel ostracized from beauty, from softness, from romance, from protection, and the wider cultural idea of being a woman. You cannot repeatedly remove someone from every image of femininity and expect that rejection to leave no wound on the entire mentality of an entire tribe of people. The wound is there. It's disgusting. It's documented. It is in history. And it will always be passed down through generation of women who were told they were too much and not enough in the same exact breath. Hair became one of the checkpoints used to decide which black woman would be allowed into public life. This is me in middle school right here, or more so high school. I had my hair just kind of up like crazy. I enjoyed having my hair looking crazy. It was fun. I loved it. I love having an afro. It just feels great to me. Schools, workplaces, television studios, customer service jobs, professional spaces all developed coded language around what looked presentable. That word. Presentable usually meant altering the evidence of any African ancestry. The afros could be clean, moisturized, shaped, intentional, and beautifully maintained. Yet somebody would call it distracting. Oh, this is distracting. The language taught black women that one thing was true, that your competence could be overshadowed by texture and totality. It forced them to spend money, time, scalp health, and emotional energy preparing their hair for people who had never been required to understand it. A lot of studies and reviews describe hair discrimination as pervasive and link it to harmful consequences for black people's health and well-being. The discrimination is not merely a matter of opinion. This is documented harm throughout the years. It is a matter of job offers withdrawn, promotions denied, and professional credibility questioned because of something that grows from the scalp naturally. Many cultures, America especially, also connected femininity to the illusion of length. Long hair could signal beauty, youth, desirability, and softness. This is often true in Asian countries. This is often true in Polish countries. This is often true in European countries. This is definitely true in American countries. And that is just bad, provided that length traveled downwards in the form of the culture recognized. Now you're probably wondering why long hair going down is more important. Well, that's because women were viewed as lower in society because longer hair down was very important. The patriarchy wanted women to actually visually represent that they were lower than them in society, so long hair that weighed them down was very important. Hence why a lot of men like bigger breasts more than big butts back in the day, because breasts weighed down the back and it caused women to slouch and it caused them to have a burden upon their chest. The patriarchy loves when women suffer. Black hair can be extraordinarily long while appearing shorter from shrinkage. It can coil into itself, stretch into the sky from dense clouds, and it goes crazy. Or I say from dense clouds. It can form dense clouds is what it can do. It can build silhouettes that straight hair physically cannot reproduce. And also, we've lost a lot of hairstyles. These are the amazing, illustrious hairstyles that we have lost through time. They reveal so much about how African hair was so expressive. A woman should never need her hair to hang down to her back to prove that she is a woman. An afro framing her face, expanding around her head, and taking up glorious amounts of space can carry every ounce of femininity she chooses to place inside it. That's exactly what it should be. This is the beauty of having an afro in totality. But to Americans, afros are just not feminine in totality, despite the beauty and intricacy and creativity in all of these different hairstyles that we see. It is very dangerous to get a perm. If you don't know what a perm is, it is when you chemically alter and straighten your hair. There's pressed hair, there's relaxers, there's wigs, there's weaves, and straight styles gave many black women access to jobs, safety, social acceptance, and opportunities that natural hair could jeopardize. This is just disgusting. I hate it. I refuse to shame black women for making those decisions. It's something I will never do in my entire life. They were navigating a culture that attached consequences to their entire head shape, their scalps. Some straighten their hair because, well, they just love the style. Some enjoy switching between textures. Some protect their natural hair underneath extensions. Some learned early that straight hair made white people calmer around them. Every one of those women remains valid. The anger belongs with the system that turned personal styling choices into a professional survival calculation that allowed them to survive in this day-to-day life. The system, to me, is the bigger problem. Now, you may be asking yourself at this very moment, how do I feel about white people with dreads? How do I feel about white people with cornrows? How do I feel about white people with extensions and braids and things of that variety? Go crazy. Your hair is not built to do that in any capacity at all, but you are more than welcome to do that. But it also, to me, and this is just my personal thing, you don't have to care about my opinion, just want to point this out, it's just my opinion, it shouldn't matter that deep to you. It feels like that black women were shamed for having these hairstyles, and now a lot of white women want these hairstyles simply because you're cosplaying poverty. Now, this is very important. If I may quote the creator of Boondocks here, I'm paraphrasing more than quoting, I'm just gonna paraphrase what he said. Black people are losing their moral currency. Now, white people are caring a lot less about black people through time. I've witnessed it a lot. I'm aware that white people don't really care about black people all that much, except for the ones that feel guilty about being white. But guilt can only do so much in terms of progression, because realistically, how far can guilt really get you? It is indeed a crying shame to see all this nonsense happen throughout my day-to-day life. It is depressing and heartbreaking to see black women go through horrifying suffering simply by virtue of their hair. But if I'm talking about hair, I suppose I gotta talk about body as well. Quick question for you. When do you grow body hair? That's right, after puberty. Boom, after puberty. So if you're prepubescent, you won't grow any body hair. This is very important because women are shamed for having body hair. That means that the patriarchy has caused women to shave simply to be more nubile and naple and more childlike, is more so what it is, because a woman should have smooth skin, no body hair, despite the fact that body hair grows naturally on women. Now, there are certain women that just prefer to shave, that's fair, I agree, but I have a strong feeling that without the patriarchy in totality, women regularly probably wouldn't shave because body hair grows naturally. I was reading this really good fantasy series one time where the dwarves, the women dwarves, had long beards because it naturally grew, and the longer the women dwarves' beards were, that's how beautiful they were in the story. And it was an amazing stuff. I forgot what I was reading, but that's a great way to do it. I like that a lot. Body hair is seen as masculine. That is very interesting. As a matter of fact, and this is no dig at trans women in totality. I'm not taking a dig at trans women. You may hear a lot of accounts of trans women saying that they shaved a lot because they don't want to be a man, right? You might hear that a lot. You may even hear that a lot of trans women shave regularly in order to appear less mannish because they have to present the idea of femininity. Same with femboys as well. They just have to present that way. And when you see a trans man, they often are very excited when they grow a mustache or facial hair because of the testosterone, because they're presenting the idea of masculinity or femininity in order to be passing in society. This is because, you guessed it, of the patriarchy. This goes into the bigger idea of gender and a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to get into right now. I really just want to talk about women's bodies. So for long stretches, mainstream beauty collectively rewarded narrowness and treated many features associated with black women as excessive. For instance, you see they have fuller lips, wider hips, thicker thighs, larger back size. They were mocked. Oh, you have a big butt. Oh, I don't know if you remember, for a long period of time, having a big butt was seen as a bad thing to have. Having thick thighs. Hey, thick thighs. Oh, this is bad. Ew, it's gonna go to my thighs. This is bad. They made a joke of SpongeBob about Squidward eating all these Krabby Patties and then exploding afterwards. Having fuller lips. Oh, your lips are too big. They were hypersexualized. They were seen as bimbo features. Oh, you're a little bit of a That's what it is. They're treated as proof that a woman lacked class. Your lips were too big. It's disgusting. It's nasty. You even saw that in Pretty Woman. She had too much hair and she was a little bit too skimpy with it. It was disgusting. Meanwhile, black music and communities can celebrate proportions that dominant media refuse to honor. Let's take a look at certain Mix-a-Lot. Certain Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back became a loud cultural rejection of a narrow beauty idea. I know it sounds goofy to say that I like big butts and I cannot lie. New Other Brothers Baby got... I forgot the lyrics. I like big butts and I cannot lie. New Other Brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a girl turns in your face, you get sprung. It became just this large cultural amplification of, regardless of every conversation we can have about the song's objectification, obviously. Years later, many of the same features mocked on black women became fashionable when recreated, purchased, photographed, or displayed a woman closer to mainstream beauty standards. That's because people hate black women. Same way I feel about how K-pop is hip-hop for people that hate black people. That's exactly what K-pop is to me. I'm looking at you, G-Dragon. You know, I met G-Dragon on Jeju Island and he just called me the N-word right to my face. I was on Jeju and he just called me the N-word right to my face. Not even a joke. I'm not even trying. That's just what happened. I don't even know how to express that to you. I was at a stall. I was eating horse ribs. And he just came up to me because I think I was like one of the few black people that were on the island. And he was like, oh, and he just said the N-word right to my face. Very strange interaction overall. Just a strange interaction in totality. Cool guy, though. Like his music. Like his music a lot. like Crayon a lot. Good song, Crayon, Catch a Crayon. Good song. Anyways, you may often wonder why a lot of, I'd say, brothel workers or women on the streets wear heels to appear taller, or they wear fuller lips, or wear fake hair and things of that variety. That's because those are meant to mimic black features, because black features have always been, throughout history, hypersexualized. I don't script these videos, so I'm trying to remember her name. I think it's Sarah Bartman. I'm gonna have an image of her right here, or whatever her name is. I'll correct it on screen. Sarah Bartman. I do this mostly from memory. Sarah Bartman was displayed for having such a big posterior, and people would just do horrible, evil things to her throughout the entirety of her entire life. It's bad. I think they're making a movie about Sarah Bartman, unless I got confused by AI. I might have got confused and tricked by AI, but people were actively talking about the Sarah Bartman movie and how disgusting it possibly could be. It's really nasty. It's just, she just was thick, and they just liked it a lot. A lot of research on black women's body image discusses the exact frustration of how culturally specific features can be criticized on black women and later praised everywhere, such as BBLs, having lip filler, things of that variety. The same body that was once ugly becomes so desirable when it appears on a different person. The person was the problem, not the actual features in themselves. That's the biggest issue with a lot of this. Did you guys know that I have a bachelor's degree in human science? I love talking about science. Here, I'm going to teach you a little bit about science real fast. On average, women carry a higher percentage of body fat than men and tend to store relatively more fat in the hips and thighs, especially when they eat. It usually goes to the thighs or hips or chest area. That's where it goes memory-wise. Men tend to store more in the abdominal region. Hormones, age, genetics, health, and individual variations all affect that pattern, so every woman will carry weight differently. But the broader tendency still matters because hips, thighs, and curves have been long recognized as common female fat distribution patterns. Now, black women can possess visible versions of features associated with female development and still be stripped of femininity through racial biases. Their bodies are sexualized while their womanhood is wildly denied. If you're a trans woman, you probably know exactly what this is, why you're fetishized, but you're hated in the actual romance section, right? Does that make any sense? Does that help with everybody? Does that help people out? Does that make any sense? Society wants access to the image while refusing tenderness to the human being that actually lives inside that image. And that contradiction is so exhausting. Then comes the big impossible demand that black women remain infinitely strong. Black women are expected to survive racism, sexism, family responsibilities, financial pressure, workplace discrimination, mild neglect, beauty scrutiny, and everybody else's emotional needs without ever appearing fragile. Researchers call this the strong black woman or superwoman schema, an expectation of relentless strength, self-reliance, self-silencing, and sacrifice shaped by racial and gender oppression. Studies have linked parts of that expectation to distress and poor mental health outcomes. Strength can be beautiful, though forced strength becomes yet another cage for a black woman to live through. Black women deserve to cry without being mocked, ask for help without being judged, rest without being called lazy, and experience fear without somebody reminding them how strong they are supposed to be. I believe black women's strength is a double-edged sword that is always stabbing them, and they have to explain those scars and then be questioned why they even have scars in the first place. Yeah, but black men go through that stuff too, man. You know what I'm saying? Black men go through this too. If your first reaction was to compare pain when I am addressing someone else's pain, you are a narcissist, and I bid you good day. And I hope the world eventually learns to see black women as soft, loving, kind, playful, shy, romantic, silly, gentle, complicated, and fully human, because that is what black women have been my entire life. Allow me to tell you a fun story. So despite my appearance, I know I look like I only date white women, I didn't trust dating white people for a long time. As a matter of fact, I resented it a large part of my life because black women have always taken care of my hair, they've taken care of my skin, and they taught me how to be moisturized. They taught me how to work out, and they taught me how to be emotionally stable. All the strong, powerful black women in my family, and I'm Arabic too. I have Arabic women in my family too. My mother's Arabic and black. It's like a whole thing. All these women in my family have helped me become the man I am today. Somebody that's articulate, somebody that doesn't shame themselves for crying when things get stressed out, somebody that is here, present, in everyday conversation, in everyday life. I've seen these women be ridiculed and annihilated by men of all races. I have watched my Latino women in my family that have helped me out deeply and helped me out with specific things be annihilated and destroyed. I have watched the Arabic woman get destroyed. I have watched the black woman in my family be annihilated. That is how black women have appeared throughout my life. Their strength has often existed because the world refused to give them another option. My grandmother fought all of her life. My father's grandmother fought all of her life, simply to exist, just to have me exist into this world, and hopefully make something out of myself. And that's what I'm trying to do every single day. I'm trying to honor their legacy in the only way I know how. And these women, their entire lives, have worn their afros, same as I have worn my afro, in a beautiful way that I have. Their afros should never disqualify them from delicacy. Their bodies should never disqualify them from protection. Their confidence should never disqualify them from compassion. An afro can be powerful and feminine at the same exact time, because femininity belongs to women, not to a hairstyle approved by a white America. That is not what it is. Black women should not have to shrink their hair, straighten their texture, minimize their bodies, soften their voices, or hide their power to be welcomed into womanhood. They were already women before America decided whether it would recognize them or not. So, afros aren't feminine. They're more than that. They're more than feminine. They're beyond that. They're beyond the scope of human understanding. Black women are feminine. Afros are feminine. They're beyond everything. So let me know what you guys think about this topic. Go ahead and leave your comments down in the comment section down below. This video took a long time to make. I'm looking at the recording right now and this is 50 minutes. I'm like, I gotta condense this down. I gotta cut out a lot. If you guys ever want to support me, I'm sure that I put it in the video earlier before, but I do have a Patreon. If you guys want to help me out, it's $1 a month. Would appreciate that. Gets more videos like this out every single weekend. Naturally, I produce 2 videos every single day, and I release 2 videos every single day on my channel, but the Patreon does help. It's simply $1 a month. You can donate more if you want to. There's different tiers to the Patreon, but it starts at $1, and the $1 is just general support. Trying to get some more help on my channel. I'd appreciate it. Also, if you really like me, I got 2 other channels, Cyril's Side Thoughts and Cyril's Plays. That's where I play video games, and on another channel, I read Reddit stories. And I try to upload on those every single day, at least once a day. Something on those channels. I don't know whether it's a short or something, that variety. That's just cool. That's what I try to do. Oh, I'm forgetting something. Hold on. Right, I'll be at YomaCon at the end of October. It's an anime convention in Detroit, Michigan. If you guys want to talk to me, have a conversation, you're more than welcome to meet me there. I'll be there, probably in this fit, maybe. I don't know. I like this fit a lot. It's one of my favorite fits to actually wear. So, I'll be at YomaCon. If you guys want to see me, come check me out. I'm doing 10 panels. I'm doing 10 panels at this convention. I'm going to point that out, by the way. Well, with that being said, have a lovely day or night wherever you're at, and I'm out. Peace. Bye.
I'm your nigga night, be my loyalties low. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.